This video is intended to supplement the instructions for replacing the encoder scale. It assumes that you've followed the instructions up to this point to expose the encoder scale so that you can take it off. You can see in this example, there is no glass scale attached to the hub. And so what we're going to do next is remove the hub. We need to remove the two set screws. These set screws will have been Loctited in, so that's a type of glue screw. And so when you go to loosen the screws, it might take some extra force to break that Loctite. This is why we recommend not using the ball end of the hex key for this step. And we want to remove the screws, make sure we remove them all the way so that when we go to take off and slide off the pulley hub, they don't accidentally scar any of the surface. Once the set screws are removed, you need to slide the hub up. It's a very tight fit, and so it may need to be wiggled and rocked back and forth in order to slide it up. If you tilt it too much, it might end up getting jammed on the shaft that it sits on. If it's too tight, then you may need to take a flathead screwdriver and gently pry up a tiny bit on each side, carefully working around the hub because you do not want to jam it up high on one side so that it doesn't come off. This is a good example of one that's very tight. So again, keep prying around each side, trying to keep it all equal, and then eventually it should just slide off. This hub can then be discarded because it's no longer of use. The top and side surfaces where the hub is going to be placed need to be inspected for burrs. So you can run your fingers around the sides and make sure that there aren't any. If there happen to be any, you can use something like emery paper to just sandpaper or file away the offending burr, and then just clean that afterwards with, say, a clean cloth or your finger. To install the new scale and hub, you want to make sure you only are touching the hub and the part of the glass that's attached to the hub. Do not touch the outer parts of the glass scale, and align the holes in the hub with the flats on the pulley. When installing, you have to be careful to keep the entire scale and hub level so that it will slide on. You may have to rock them back and forth slightly. If it gets misaligned at all, it will not slide on very well. And once you have pushed it down, then we can go to the next step of the set screws. Apply Loctite to the set screws. You can use the ball end of the Allen key for this step, and then again, taking care not to touch the outer parts of the glass scale. Start installing the set screws. Put them both in, but not tight all the way, and then we'll get to the next step. There are two important things to keep in mind when tightening the set screws. The first is to make sure that the hub is sitting down flat, so pushing down on the top. And then while you're tightening the set screw, you need to rock the hub or rotate the hub back and forth a little bit on the pulley to make sure that it is actually aligned perfectly with the flats. And as you're tightening it and you rock it back and forth, it will self-align.